Hi, so we're going to look at a video with it in which Malcolm Gladwell is being interviewed, and we're going to try citing it. And so I want to remind you of the elements that we consider when we do a full citation, which are listed here. But let's start with the video. So in this video, Malcolm Gladwell is being interviewed by Izzy Lepowski, which is written here. And let's watch a little bit. Hopefully you can hear it.
Another big theme of the book is that there's such a thing as a desirable difficulty. Can you explain what that is and why it can be advantageous?
Yeah, so this is this really interesting notion that comes from these husband and wife psychology team at UCLA called the Bjorks. And they started with learning. They were very interested in learning. And, you know, the conventional notion with learning is, to the extent that I make your task easier, you will learn more. If I allow you to read physics, learn about physics in a book that is written beautifully and clearly, you will learn physics better than if I give you a terribly written book translated from the German. And they said, well, you know, that's true, but there are exceptions. There are also cases where if I make the task slightly harder for you, you'll learn better.
All right, so I'm going to take that line where if it's a little bit more difficult, a little bit harder, you'll learn better. All right, and let's say I want to write that in a text. So here I am with a Google Doc. If you're in Microsoft Word, it'll be a little different, but the first thing I should always do is put Times New Roman 12. So what after I've changed that, I'm going to go ahead and insert a page number, and I will choose the top, and then I'll put make sure that that's in Times New Roman 12. It is, and then I put the last name, Doe, whatever your last name is, and then I haven't double spaced. Let me change that to line spacing double. Okay. Professor X, English 1A, and then the date, which is today is actually the 22nd of March, but whatever your date is, put it there. And then I need to have a fabulous title, which I will center. Please don't call it fabulous title. I just want you to have a title that hints at whatever the point is. And then when I'm going to start writing, I'm going to use the ruler tools and put the first line indent a half an inch. So I might say here, let me just to make this quick, that Gladwell reports that there are cases in which when a task is more difficult, the person involved learns better. Okay, so that's basically the claim there. Now, let's imagine I write more of the essay, but I've referenced Gladwell, so I need to have a full citation. So I'll go ahead here and hit Control and Enter. It works on either Microsoft Word or Google Docs. Control Enter is a page break. You can also insert a page break here. You can just do a page break which says Control Enter. Anyway, so I'm on the next page. Now I'm going to actually go back to my ruler tools and remove the indentation. I need to center a title, which will be Works Cited. And then I'll go back to left alignment. And now I'm going to take the tools and pull them all over half an inch, and then put that first line indent back on the 1 inch margin. That means the first line of the citation will start here. Everything else will be indented a half an inch. Do not use the tab button. So whatever, this is called hanging indent, and so whatever author's name will be most easily seen because it'll be out on the left and there won't be any other text there. So it's Gladwell Malcolm. So let's go back and I'm going to start a quotation mark, to look at what we do. We have the title of the source in quotations. So that title of this video is written here, Malcolm Gladwell, What Entrepreneurs Can Learn from Underdogs. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'll go back to my paper, and when I paste, I have two paste options. I could just paste, but that's going to actually keep the formatting of the website font. So if you look at it, it's like, oops, not that. So I want to go ahead and paste without formatting. That'll remove all the formatting, and then put a period and quotation. If you're using Microsoft Word, it's merge formatting. So now we have, in this case, we have the title of the source. Now I need the title of container, and you see that that's in italics. So if I go back to my source, this is from YouTube. So I'm going to put YouTube in italics. Website names. Websites are considered containers, and they should always be in italics and period. You could do a comma because we're adding another feature, because here in this case we have another contributor, and you can see her name is listed here, Izzy Lepowski. So I'm going to include her in my citation. I'll take the italics out. I don't need to do last name first because I'm not just using her last name to alphabetize this whole citation. And I'm not just using the last name, and I'm not really mentioning her, but I'm going to say that she was the interviewer. Oops, and then I'll add a comma. Go back, let's see what else we need. Version and number is not going to be significant on this video, but next is the publisher. So if I go back to the website, I can see right here, INC period. They even mention it here, INC period. That's Inc. is the publisher. It has a period in it, so I'm going to go ahead and write that period in it, Inc. And add a comma. The next item is the date. So if I go here, again, it's 6 February 2018. Up to you whether you abbreviate February or not. I'll go ahead and abbreviate it. I typically don't, but it doesn't really matter. The MLA 9 and MLA 8, both of those versions allow for some variations. I could say right here, instead of Izzy Lepowski interviewer, I could say interviewed by Izzy Lepowski. If there was a conversation between the two, I might say Gladwell and Lepowski as like dual authors. But she mostly asks a question and he talks for 5 to 8 minutes with his answer. So it's really Gladwell doing the talking. So the final element after the date is the location. And in this case, it's going to be this web address here, the URL. I'll go ahead and copy it. And once again, I'm going to paste without formatting. Or if I'm using Word, it's merge formatting. I'll paste it there. Then I'm going to put a period in the space, and that's going to make the link hot. So that is how we would cite Gladwell here. If you wanted to cite Lepowski, you just reverse it and put Lepowski. If you were quoting her, and then you would, you put Malcolm Gladwell interviewee if you wanted to reverse it. So that's it's kind of how you're using the source. All right, and that is a wrap.